Welcome back, guys. I got some big news before I start this video. I finally bought microphones. So hopefully the audio should be better. I've had a little bit of complaints here and there of audio issues. So with my little bit of monetization money, I'm trying to do what I can here to make your experience better. So anyway, what we're doing today is we are gonna kind of half restore this poor snowblower. Unfortunately, this thing has seen better days. I will, when I get out of the truck, show you all the issues with it. But we're gonna clean it up a little bit and make her nice. So stay tuned. This is very much not relevant to this video, but who doesn't love seeing a Chevy Camaro roll out of the garage for first time in quite a few months? So we're gonna do it. Make sure I don't run over anything. God damn it. Okay. Everything's tight. All right, so I'm hoping that the noise from the heater won't be a big deal because I've got the microphone now. So I'm gonna talk at a normal volume and we'll see how this goes. I can edit over it if I have to. So first thing we are doing here is we are attempting to melt all the snow off. There's not much left, thankfully. But we're going to have to fix the second stage auger because the bearing over there, which I'll show you later, is wiggling. And the auger is hitting the case, if you can tell right there, which is no bueno. And this thing needs some cleanup and a little bit of a paint job. It's getting very ugly, not structurally rusty, but just cosmetically disgusting. And I want to clean it up a little bit. It's also filthy, which that doesn't actually bother me as much. I mean, so we're gonna get all this snow melted off here. And my doggy loves chunks of ice. Here, you want this one? It's not that clean. Let's not do that one. Anyway, so we also have to fix plastic weld this or zip tie it or tape it or something. Unfortunately, that's cracked. You can buy new ones technically. Oh, I never realized this is all cracked up here too. So I was just gonna say you can buy new ones, but they're hilariously expensive. However, that might be beat up enough that we need to purchase a new one. So we'll see. We gotta put some more screws back in this feller. That thing's falling off. Clean all this up. More paint work down there. Just a good once over. This thing's been really good, but she's pretty old, man, and she just needs a little cleanup. I also need to change the gear oil in here. I don't think I've ever changed that. So it's old. But anyway, let's get started. So I got all the parts for this thing from a local... Yeah, don't go that way, buddy. He singed his freaking whiskers. Look at this dog. He singed his whiskers on the heater. I don't know if you can see. He's moving around too much, but look at his eyelashes, too. You gotta be careful, bud. Learn that lesson real fast, not to go in front of the heater. But anyway, from what I understand, what the guy I bought the parts from was saying, you gotta take apart, you gotta split the case half, basically. So you gotta take all these bolts out, slide that out, and basically disconnect the whole thing from the front of the unit, and then you have to take all these panels off to get to the pulley that's over there and take an air hammer, blast that shaft off. So anyway, we'll get to that and figure out what we gotta do. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse and we'll start tearing this thing apart. And if I see anything notable, I'll turn it off time lapse and show you. But it's just going to be a lot of unbolting, and I'll go over what I did at the end. I've never done this before, so I'm not really sure what we got to do. So I'm going to be figuring it out kind of as I go as well. You can see here that we got to the air hammering step, and I will say my air hammer is not the most powerful, so it definitely took a little while to get this moving. I did wind up hitting it with a hammer and punch. I luckily did not fold over the shaft and kind of mushroom it into the pulley, so I was able to get it out, but I can definitely see where you got to be careful. So my recommendation would be to get a more powerful air hammer. Okay, so we've got lots of rust here we're going to clean up. The angle grinder, we're just going to get it as good as we can. Not going to go too crazy with it. We'll get the sides here all nice and cleaned up. Luckily, there's no rot holes. We took these off so we can flip them because there's plenty of life on this side and they're kind of down to nothing on that side. And we should be in pretty good shape. I got a mess in here, guys, but yeah, everything came off pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to go ahead and keep on moving. So obviously grinding off all the rust is a bit tedious, a bit dirty, a bit annoying. I feel as though, it's kind of a necessary evil with something like this. Could you go get these sandblasted? Yeah, sure. But is it really worth the cost? Is it really worth the time? I don't know. To be determined, I guess, by you if you feel as though your snowblower is kind of a classic and you really want to restore it well. All right, so let me turn these back on quick. We've got pretty good amount of rust off here. We're going to use the Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer, which I've had really good luck with on stuff like this, so it should cover this up no problem. Again, we're not going for a concourse restoration here. We're going for a repair and make things look a little nicer. This is actually in pretty good shape despite being all dirty and oily. It's probably why it's in good shape. So I'm just going to clean this up after. I took one panel off that was real rusty. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Again, we're just trying to make this thing a little bit cleaner and better. I don't know. I was thinking about cleaning this up. I might do it tomorrow. I might not. I got to think about it. The auger is relatively easy to replace if I have to, and these things take a freaking beating anyway, so I don't know if it's worth the effort. Plus, there's like so many little nooks and crannies. I honestly might just chip all the loose paint off and just paint it, which isn't really the best way to do it, but we'll see. Again, I'm trying to not turn this into a complete restoration project. So that's all good. The garage is a mess. I really probably should have moved my bike out, although it didn't really get dirty. So that's good. But yeah, I'll clean up some tools and stuff tomorrow, and we'll get back at it. Day 2 here. Hi, buddy. We are going to air spray this off. Okay, I'm lying. I already air sprayed it off. I forgot to film it. But we're going to do the best we can to alcohol this off and just get some of the dirt off. And then we will rust reformer. Oh, we'll tape all the plastics off too. We'll use the Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer on it. And then the red paint. Same thing for those little pieces there. And then I think I decided I'm going to chisel this off the best I can and just paint it as is. Like I was saying before, I'm not going to get too crazy with the wire wheel on that. So we'll get to all this and yeah, should be good to go. As always, both the most important and most annoying part of painting something is the prep work. Now, my prep work on this is not particularly good, just kind of getting them cleaned up and good enough to slap some paint on there. And as we go along here, you can see that I'm doing all the painting. I forgot to put a mask on at first. That was pretty dumb. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm huffing in paint fumes. So luckily we are okay. And I had moved the dog out of the garage at this point, obviously. So all is well. Alrighty there, folks. As you can see, we've got everything painted. Came out pretty good. Again, I'll say for the 18th time, I didn't try to turn this into a show-worthy thing here. It's not going to win any snowblower restoration competitions, but it should do the job. I'm going to do some attempt here at plastic welding this right now. I don't even know if you can tell on camera, but that's all broken. Is it broke there too? No, that's okay. Okay, good. But it's broke all around here, and there's all broke down there. So yeah, we got to figure that out. But the only kind of downside of this, unfortunately, is this red is a lot more red than the Tecumseh or the Toro red. That's my fault for not finding a better color match, but you know what? It's going to do the job. It's going to be covered in snow, and you use the damn thing at night most of the time anyway. This is not a show snowblower, right? This is a little half restoration here, so we're going to call it good. I also didn't even tape off the hub, and I thought about painting it. I don't know. Maybe that's too... maybe I should have done something about that, but I'm trying to not turn this... Hey! Get out of there. I'm trying to not turn this into a full-blown restoration project. Anyway, I keep saying the same thing over and over. Let's get to it. We're going to start... The paint's a little tacky still. Yeah, so we're not going to mess around with the paint, but I got a lot of other little things to do, like plastic welding that, and just organizing. I mean, the freaking shop is a bomb. It's got 2 projects going on at once here. I got crap everywhere. Look what I did here. So we're going to clean everything up and kind of get back to a baseline here while these things dry. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow at some point, we will go ahead and start putting this back together. So stay tuned. All right, so first thing we're going to do here is reinstall our shaft bushing. There we go. Let's get some light on this thing. There we go. First thing we're going to do is reinstall our shaft bushing here. Goes in this little plate. That guy smashes on the back side of it, and then it all goes in right there. And we are going to anti-seize the crap out of all these fasteners. So we're going to go get some anti-seize. Alright, so I'm going to feed these in from the back side. A little rear entry, if you will. Okay, let's keep this PG, folks. One more. Okay. Watch out, Dougie. Your dad's very busy doing work, bud. Very, very important work that we're doing here. I think this goes up. Probably doesn't really matter that much to be... Oh my gosh. Alright. This might actually be a little harder than I thought here. To do this without somebody on the back side of it. But we'll see what we can do here. Oh, I'm just pushing right through. Okay. Gentle. Very gentle. Nice. Probably better ways to do this, but if it works, it's not stupid if it works, as they say. Somebody once told me that. I'm not really sure who. Okay. We gotta do the good old reach around, I think, here. Wow, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. If I can get this started. Okay. Ah! Alright, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I could have predicted that one. Okay, there's one. We'll crank these down after too. Whoa! There's two. Whoa! 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 Take it easy. Okay. Things getting a little spicy on me here. Okay, perfect. Another thing we need to do is drain this gearbox. I really don't know the last time this has been done. Oh, shoot. Not the right tool for the job, but it's not stupid if it works. So we'll let this drain, and then we'll put it back into the unit. I lost a little bit of fluid too while doing my painting extravaganza, so okay, come on. Alright, perfect. Welcome back, friends and family and enemies of the state. We're going to put this bad boy back together. So let's get started. Luckily the auger goes back on super easily with the 4 bolts on the left and right hand side, and then you just put that pulley back on. And we're gonna retry our hand here at plastic welding. Definitely been a while since I've done it, but the one time I did do it on my car, it actually came out pretty good, so we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so we have plastic welded this thing in the inside here. Not the best job. I should have done it before I put the auger in. It didn't even dawn on me. And then we did the plastic weld the outside. Kind of ugly, but it seems to be pretty strong, so we'll see if it just breaks on the first snowstorm. Worst case Ontario, I'm probably going to lay some duct tape over it and call it good, or I'll have to figure out how to buy that chute and cut all those bolts off and replace the chute, but I'm trying to avoid that, so we'll see. But yeah, we got to start putting it back together now, so we're getting there. This was one of the few scenarios in working on stuff that I found it was actually easier to put it back together than it was to take it apart. I think it was mostly just because I knew how it needed to go back together from taking it apart. There was a little bit of weirdness trying to figure that out, but yeah, it was definitely easier. All right, we got this thing all back together. She's looking great. We'll go test her in a minute. We got new gear oil in it. We got everything all nice and painted. All the slop is out of that shaft back there, which is phenomenal. And yeah, I'm super thrilled with it. We got every screw in this cover now. We had to use a, on the other side, we had to use they're just 1024s. So that's out of place. I wish I had a stock screw, but whatever, not a big deal. All this stuff still works good. I was playing around with these lines. That is how they were ran, but I was just trying to find a better way to run them. I don't really love how that is, but whatever, not a huge deal. All this is good, so yeah, I'm super thrilled. I'm gonna go snowblow with it and see if it works. Oh, I wanna check the tire pressure too. This tire looks low to me. I don't know, maybe not. So that will wrap this one up. You can see we've got everything nice and painted. I just gave her a quick little test. Everything seems to be working well. We didn't blow through our plastic weld here. Shoot, I'm gonna plastic weld that a little bit. I didn't even notice that. I'll hit that quick. But other than that, this thing is good to go. The paint match, it's actually not as bad as it looked like it was in the garage. So we get a little bit dirt on this front part. I think it'll be pretty darn okay. So I'm super thrilled with how this came out overall. Clean off my fingerprints from it too, but yeah. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.